I was in a police lineup one time.
Wow.
Like, this is when I was at university in Plymouth.
Okay.
This is funny, because this is how crime and the police actually work, right? Like, this is my little vision inside what it's like to be a known criminal in Plymouth at this time. So it was about 1996, and you got 20 quid from the police. If you just had to turn up, they gave you 20 quid at the end of the lineup. You just had to stand there in the lineup. Right. So me and my mates went down there. We're shitting our pants because we were going to be within proximity of an actual criminal. And there's all these lads there. We all looked completely different, right? Like, we're all like just the most different bunch of people you could imagine.
Right.
And it was like a large room with a big, like, the one-way mirror at one end, and we're all standing there. There's like cameras watching us, and there's microphones in there, and there's a couple of these big burly, these guys would never have been anything but police officers. They've got the build, the archetypal British Bobby. Like, that's it. They were born police officers. They're never going to be anything else.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, don't worry, boys. All right. He's a bit of a bad egg, this one we're bringing in today, but we're here to look after you. Don't worry. We were like shitting ourselves because we're thinking they're mocking us already. Like, the police are making fun of us. How bad is this guy going to be? And in comes a criminal. And he's this young lad, real Janner, right? He's a real chavvy sort of Plymouth guy. And he comes in and he's like, I don't even know why you fucking got me in here. I ain't done nothing. I this is a load of bollocks. This is bollocks. He said, none of this don't even look like me. Look at that. They're all a foot taller. And it was true. We were all like a foot taller than this guy.
You're like 6'2", aren't
no,
you?
I'm 6 foot. Like, my mate's 6 foot. My other mate is about 5'9", but he was still towering over this little lad, this weasel that they dragged in.
Yeah. But
and they stood him in the middle. He's standing there, and the police officers, like, you can hear the speaker from the other room because they have to tell the criminal what's going on. So they say, the witness is now entering the viewing booth. He was knobbing about already. Like, he was furious because he obviously realized that it was a fit up, right?
Right.
Because they didn't pick anyone that looked anything like him. So we all turned to the left, we all turned to the right, we're standing there, and then you can hear the witness say, it's number 4. And then he goes, that is Steve from the video shop. Steve, I recognize your voice, Steve. That is you talking on the other side of that glass. Steve, you are a dead man. You are a dead man, Steve. And then the police officer says, the witness has changed his mind about which number he's identified. And then you can hear like this muffled conversation going on the other side of the one-way glass. And then, like, the cop is obviously saying, look, grow a pair of balls and ID this guy, please, and we can lock him up and you won't have to see him for a few months, and just, don't be such a pussy. Don't be a PU55Y. So eventually the cop goes, the witness has now retracted his retraction and has identified number 4 as the suspect. And at this point, the guy goes nuts, and he runs up and he punches the one-way glass, and he starts spitting, and he's grabbing like the cameras, and he's trying to twist it off, and we're all soiling ourselves in terror because we're all students. Like, everyone in there is a student just after 20 quid to go out that night. And the coppers just grab this guy and haul him off, and everyone just sort of goes, like, phew, thank God.
Stick their
Love
ball on
Island,
there.
they drop all these young Essex teenagers off. Very excited to be on North Central Island here. I know it's going to be hype as fuck. I can't wait.